they're going to need to control that tempo if they're going to hang with the runners. They just don't want to get in a track meet with the runners. The runners are just too athletic up and down the floor, so we'll see if they can control tempo and make a game of it.
It'll be James Suber and Christian Jacob for the tip-off. The Cougars and the Roadrunners on this Saturday evening in Bakersfield, California. Welcome to the Icardo Center and ESPN3. And the runners come down with the tip. Justin Edler-Davis handed it off to Ricky Holden. Cougars in a man-to-man defense. Over to Jarkel Joyner. Edler-Davis kicking it out to Joyner. Good ball movement, but steady defense by the Cougars. Greg Lee with the miss. Offensive rebounder, but off Suber. That'll be Cougar ball.
That was a good opening possession by the runners, Greg. You know, they moved the ball well. I'm not sure that's a shot they wanted, but great ball movement. Almost got a rebound there, and we'll see if they can get it going.
Your typical pressure from the Roadrunners full court as Chicago State already showing a little difficulty getting it in, but they do. It's Cameron Bowles with the ball out top. Greg Lee covering. It's 21 on 21 there. Nice back pass over to Trayvon Bell, so they go back door for an early 2-0 lead. Chicago State on top.
That's what they'll look to do. They'll look to really get away from that pressure and try to backdoor and do some things that are going to combat what the runners do well.
Baseline, Greg Lee backing down the defense. Soft right-handed hook. Puts it in. We're tied at 2.
Nice touch by the big fella.
Something Chicago State's had some difficulty with in the paint.
Absolutely. They want to stop the runners. They better guard that paint tonight because the runners are going to get in there.
Another backdoor cut. Another bucket for the Cougars. Anthony Harris, the leading scorer, scoring there. And it's 4-2 Chicago State. We're just underway at the Icardo Center in Bakersfield, California. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone, and
little zone
looking at a little zone defense here
a
little switch up by the Cougars defensively. Runners surprisingly have not seen a lot of zone in league. Jarkel Joyner short on the baseline jumper. Rebound goes to Harris. He waves everyone off, and here come the Cougars. Nice move inside and a bucket by Christian Jacob. And the Cougars with an early 4-point lead.
Runners just need to settle down a little bit and get a bucket to go here, and they'll be fine.
Nice hustle by Jacob there, almost forcing yet another turnover. Roadrunners retain possession.
They seem a little uncomfortable against that zone right now, Greg. They just they move the ball well, but they're just not getting the looks they're after.
Holden back out top. That would have been a deep 3. That's in his range.
He likes that one. Ricky Holden.
Ricky Holden knocking down the 3, and the runners down by 1. You give Jarkel Joyner and Ricky Holden unobstructed views, you're going to be in trouble most of the night.
No doubt about that. They both are playing extremely well right now. Another
nice pass. Great pass. Rob Shaw with a sweet pass to Cameron Bowles, and it's a 3-point lead Chicago State. They've gone backdoor 3 times already. Bo.
Yeah, no doubt. I guarantee Coach Barnes is going to address that real soon because he's not going to look at too many of those back cut layups all night long.
Referee's giving a little talk right now to Suber and Jacob. Gone at each other a little bit. I guess if there's a positive right now, I don't want to jinx it. No fouls of yet. You know, Suber and Tajay Moore and Greg Lee have all had a propensity for foul trouble. I realize we're only 3 minutes in, but no whistles yet.
No whistles. Clean game so far.
Greg Lee off the mark there. He sort of gave a second thought, but he followed and misses. Rebound coming down to Bell, and here come the Cougars in transition. Throwing it up ahead to Jacob. And he scores. Running the floor, the big man does.
Well, the one thing they're getting right now is easy shots against runners. That's 4 layups, Greg, and that's not... Coach Barnes is on his feet right now, and I guarantee another one of those, you might see a quick timeout.
10-5, Chicago State on top. Edler-Davis, right elbow, takes a jumper off the iron, long. Person called for the foul. We're going to have a feature on Darren Person Jr. coming up at halftime. He's really emerged as a redshirt freshman, sat out all of last year.
He's had some impressive minutes off the bench for the runners this year. Here come the subs right now. Coach Barnes not happy with what he sees so far, but Greg, I really think they need to get to that high post area and attack that high-low a little bit. They're kind of settling for all outside shots right now. They need to establish themselves inside a little bit against this Cougar team.
Tajay Moore and Damian Durham coming into the game for the Roadrunners. You can't ask for a better start offensively than Chicago State's.
Absolutely not. They're playing well.
Joyner almost with a takeaway there.
You know, as I look out there, Greg, it looks a little bit like a little bit of lack of intensity by the runners right now. Like they're kind of sitting back, and I think that's going to be addressed pretty soon here if they don't pick it.
After that win over UMKC in the oddest of fashion, a lot of emotion there. They got to bring it 2 nights later. Shaw at the top, and Person stepping in front of the passing lane there. It's knocked out of bounds. It was 9 on the shot clock. 16:09 left in the first half. Runners down 5, 10-5. The Cougars have been really efficient offensively. 4 layups will do that for you. There's a drive by Bowles, and Person is called for a foul, and that's going to be his second.
I'll tell you what, I think the whole runner bench was up on that one. I thought that was a pretty good block.
That looked like a really clean block.
Wow, he was up there too. That was a nice block from the top at least.
That's going to send Bowles to the line to shoot 2. First foul shots of the evening. Rod Barnes having a word with the official. Makes them both, and Chicago State with an early 7-point lead, 12-5, and they're showing some full court pressure against the Roadrunners. The Roadrunners get it across without much problem. Pass out top to Jarkel Joyner as they reset the offense. Runners trying to spread the floor a little more than they have. But again, a lot of perimeter play. Damian Durham never shy about shooting, and he can get you back into a game in a hurry, can't he, Bo?
He answered the phone at a quick one right there with a lot of range, and we know he can do that. I think that's 297 threes to lead the WAC all time. So Damian Durham.
They'd like to get to 300 tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Shaw giving it off over there to Anthony Harris. That's long. Rebound Durham in transition game. That's a Jarkel Joyner. He brings it back out top. Joyner back out top of the key. Surveying that defense, and another Durham 3. So that's 298, right?
Hey, you take a breath on Damian Durham. He lets it fly so quick, and he can really, really shoot it deep.
There are nights where you just say he can't hit a thing, and there are other nights where he can't miss.
The life of a shooter, Greg.
Yeah. Shaw up top, Joyner with the pressure. Back out to Bowles. Bowles got Lee into the air. Nice shot, but Ward coming down. Rebound by the Cougars. Jacob with the short baseline jumper, no good, but another offensive rebound, and they kick it back out top. Harris giving it up to Shaw, who's going to reset. The shot clock resetting as well as at 20. Shaw tried to dish it off there. Bad pass. Deflected, actually. Good defense. Durham looks like he wants it back again. May get it. And that is Jarkel Joyner, the bucket and the foul. On what really was an errant pass, Jarkel Joyner gets to the ball first, skies to the rim, and gets the bucket.
Here's a great replay of this. In your living room, Jarkel Joyner, what a finish. Must be nice to be able to jump that high.
Once down 7, the runners are up by 1. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade?
claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
And welcome back to the Icarter Center on the campus of CSU Bakersfield. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone. And what we talked about tonight's game, remember, next Thursday, January 24th, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, Cal Baptist at CSU Bakersfield women's basketball. So you can check it out next on ESPN3. The broadcast is women's basketball, January 24th, Cal Baptist at CSU Bakersfield next Thursday, 7 p.m. on ESPN3. To watch, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Runners back on top, 13-12 after trailing 12-5. Jarkel Joyner at the line to try to convert a three-point play. After this foul shot, Bo, just your early observations as Joyner brings it home to make it a 14-12 runners lead. Well,
nice defensive adjustment by the runners. You saw that the last three possessions they forced the Cougars into outside contested shots as opposed to giving up, backdoor layups. So much more pleasing to Coach Barnes and the runners. So we'll look to see if they can continue that.
The runners showing some full court pressure again. Shaw bringing it up against the press into the paint. And we're going to get a block foul.
Well, Greg, Anthony Harris, great foul shooter. One guy we want to keep an eye on late in the game. If it is a close game, he's an 80%er, so he doesn't miss too many of them. He's by far their best.
A foul on Justin Edler. Well, actually, it was on James Suber. His first. And true to his percentage, he makes the first. It's a one-point game. Second one goes in as well. We are tied at 14, 13:47 left in the first half. Cougars showing a little bit of pressure. They pull it back. Ricky Holden at the top of the key.
Back into that man-to-man, Greg, so really trying to
and a
switch
mismatch there. On the outside, Durham trying again from three-point range. He's got it. The last two were right. We were right in range. We saw those. Not much rotation to his shot either. It's just it's like a knuckleball.
They were right on line.
That's $2.99, right?
Right in our view. Right in our view, Greg.
Shaw with a tough shot under duress. Air ball pulled down by Justin Edler Davis, and Durham, he could shoot from there.
He might.
He may have gotten their attention, right?
No doubt about it. They're going to try to put some glue on him.
Ricky looking, good pass inside. Edler Davis loves that area right there. Good pass. Lost out of bounds. Roadrunners will retain possession. Edler Davis trying to get it to James Suber.
I like the high-to-low looks, Greg. Once they establish that outside, obviously they're really looking at Damian Durham. Now they're going inside high-low, and that's great action right there.
Yeah, the spacing is creating some opportunities and some shots that really weren't there when you really early on you just set,
It's amazing.
Just sit back and wait for an outside shot. Durham. He was almost in the locker room on that one on the fadeaway. Misses a three.
It was close.
Degree of difficulty. If that were diving, it'd be the one. Ricky Holden left elbow. Gives it up to Justin Edler Davis, who passes on the three, but Holden doesn't. In and out. Justin Suber with a great effort there, but it's knocked all the way back across the court. Off the miss.
Great effort there by Durham.
By Trayvon Bell. And a near steal as Bell comes back on defense. And after that 5 or 6 seconds of chaos, the runners slow things down. Tajay Moore into the game and left hand off glass, and the tip by Justin Edler Davis.
That was close to a goaltend, I thought, but Justin Edler.
I think it got out of the cylinder.
Yeah, great timing by Justin.
Shaw's going to come back into the game for the Cougars in a moment. Anthony Harris with ball. And turnover here.
Oh, they called that on Chicago State.
I think they're going to call that on Chicago State. That's on Cameron Bowles. And we'll take yet another break from the Icarto Center here in Bakersfield, California. It's the CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners on top, 19-14. We'll be right back.
If you want, I'll lead in, or you can lead me in, and I'll give a quick congrats to Greg McCall real quick. They struggle from the perimeter, you know.
What's that?
They struggle from the perimeter. All except for, I think, Anthony Harris. They don't shoot the ball very well.
Yeah.
What about the whistle? On the block shot down there. Oh, you have to see if it was a foul now. It looked clean. Up top looks clean to you. Up top looks clean to me. I just want to be able to
Is he talking about the person one?
The big block. Yeah, I thought it was clean up top.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. Welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield, the Icardo Center, a WAC basketball. CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners hosting the Chicago State Cougars, and the Runners on top 19-14. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone. And our next telecast is women's basketball.
Absolutely.
And not a bad week for them.
I absolutely want to give my congrats to Greg McCall, a good friend of mine, to lead the Runners this week. They beat Chicago State this evening 67-56 to improve to 2-0 in the WAC this week. They're 4-2.
4-2. Damian Durham with the miss right there, looking for his 300th career three, if we have our numbers right. And again, Rob Shaw back into the game, running the offense for the Cougars. Extended defense there, Joyner out a good 35, 40 feet from the bucket. Runners in the usual man-to-man defense. Back out top, we have 5 on the shot clock. I don't know if the Cougars know that. Extra pass. Shot off just in time, but just draws iron. That was Eugene Witherspoon. Pass had great block at the other end by Jacob. And Shaw in traffic. Turns it over. The Runners
defensive sequence here.
But the Runners really getting their arms in the passing lane.
Absolutely.
Justin Edler-Davis, tough shot. Was trying to draw a foul, didn't get the foul.
Yeah, that was a crazy sequence back and forth.
Yeah.
Justin Edler made a really nice pump fake, but the offside guy helped and had a big block.
Trayvon Bell back into the game for Chicago State. Our first look at Justin McCall.
Coach Barnes emphatically wanting that pressure. Let's get up and
absolutely. Cross-court pass. Runners' pressure really showing itself.
Yeah, Runners leaving that deep opposite pass open, and the guy that caught it just didn't want it, number 32.
Yeah, Witherstone's a 30-second break here, I think we have here. So again, Greg McCall's team, I tell you, that win over UMKC, they held UMKC, very good team on the women's side. They held them scoreless the first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter.
That's a big one for them.
That was a huge win to set up a great week with that win over Chicago State. I know we have some men's WAC action that we'll get to later as well. And we'll keep tabs of what's going on. Of course, the team that was just here, UMKC, they are at Grand Canyon tonight. So we'll give you some updated scores from the WAC as they become available. A lot of those games sort of tipping off as ours is.
The WAC is pretty wacky, Greg. We got a lot of teams with only one loss, and teams seem to be beating each other. So I think it's, the team that wins this thing is just going to be, it's a war of attrition. See who can last the longest and really hang in there on the road.
All right, so an inbound from under the basket. Shaw with the inbound. Looking, might get a 5-second call. They get it inside. That was reminiscent of their first couple buckets down low as Jacob gets the bucket.
Well, coaches hate when you score on an inbounds play. Opposing coaches hate it.
Especially an easy look.
Absolutely.
And it's a 3-point game, 19-16. Justin McCall passing on a wide open 3, misses a 2, but he gets the rebound. Gets it out to Joyner. I think we're going to get a charge on McCall. Witherspoon picking up that charge.
A little bit of contact. I think he kind of flopped a little bit, but got the benefit of the doubt. And I think McCall was wishing he probably would have shot the first one. He was wide open.
He was wide open for the 3 as well. I mean, he shot the 2. Yes, he can. Local product from Ridgeview High School. Applying the full court pressure right here. Nice bounce pass down low to Jacob, who scores again.
Well, McCall has the assignment of Anthony, and he's a tough one to guard. He can take you inside, and as you see, he made a nice dish to a teammate there, so keep an eye on that matchup.
And talking to the Chicago State staff before the game, they wanted to share the ball, and they're doing a nice job of it. Joyner, meanwhile, so athletic and just can stay vertical. We have an injury on the court.
He's one of those guys, you think he's out of control, and he just gathered himself in the air and just makes a beautiful
and just
little
hangs
floater.
there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And this looks like it could be the left leg. Is that Jacob?
I think that's Anthony Harris, number 10.
Oh, is it 10? I thought it was 13. It's hard to tell from here. We're being blocked by the... Yeah, that's 13.
Oh, it is 13, okay.
And that's Jacob, who's just scored back-to-back baskets. This is not good news for the Cougars.
He's their third leading scorer.
He's wincing right now. He's in some pain.
Yeah, let's hope it's a
We're
cramp.
hoping it's just something that's, not very serious. And we saw a similar injury to Justin Idler-Davis last game against UMKC. He was fortunate enough to not only play tonight, but come back into that game.
He looks healthy. You know,
So
Greg, look at the score right now. 21-18.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. That's good.
That's good news.
21-18 right now for the runners, and I kind of look at that. We go back to that tempo, and, right now I think the tempo might favor Chicago a little bit. They seem to be keeping that score down a little bit. There hasn't been the big run by Cal State, so
I think, as much as I'd agree with you on the standpoint that the score says they're winning the tempo battle, but I think it's sort of going back and forth.
Yeah.
We see spurts where the runners like it their way, and then Chicago State's had spurts where they like it their way.
Chicago's definitely have a harder time scoring these last 5 minutes, and then of course the Damian Durham 3 threes in a row got their attention pretty quickly.
But of their 18 points, 6 are layups.
Absolutely.
6 buckets, so that's 12 points.
Yeah.
Pass inside. Lucky that didn't get stolen. And I think we're going to have another foul on McCall, and it is.
Anthony Harris will go to the line, and again, that's the guy you don't want there. He's 80%, and there's a great example of how he can score inside out. He can definitely shoot the ball. He's 35% from 3, and then he'll take the smaller guard in.
And the Cougars clearly seeing something where they're getting entry passes into the paint. Harris knocking down the first and 2. That makes it 21-19. We have 9:01 left in the first half. 5 team fouls on the runners, only 2 on Chicago State. Harris knocking down his 4th free throw of the game, and it's a 1-point game, 21-20. Ricky Holden at the top. Surveying the defense. This is to Greg Lee. Gives it back to Holden. Double coming up by the Cougars. Tajay Moore kicks it out to Holden. Top of the key 3. He's got it.
His stroke looks nice tonight. Very smooth, under control. He can really shoot it.
From Buffalo Wild Wings.
Runners back up by 4. Shaw with the ball. Working on Joyner. Kicks it out. Treyon Bell knocking down a 3. To answer it, it's back to a 1-point game. Good stroke by Bell.
Yeah, he's our second best three-point shooter at 31%, so we'll keep an eye on him as well.
Joyner puts Bell on the ground and knocks down a 3. I don't know if that's breaking ankles. Right now, Bell's saying there's a wet spot on the floor. That might be his pride, but it could be true. I don't know which.
It could be.
Shaw driving into the key, again kicking it to the corner. Another 3 by Trayvon Bell, and he buries another.
Well, same spot there, Greg.
You don't want to let a guy get comfortable.
No, not at all.
1-point Roadrunner lead. Entertaining first half, 27-26. Tajay Moore It's a Justin McCall. Loses it out of bounds, and that'll be Cougar ball. Christian Jacob back into the game. Christian Patrick Spear as we have a 1-point game with 7:34 to go in the first half. We'll take a break. We'll be right back from the Icarta Center in Bakersfield, California.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC basketball tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at 661-654-BLUE or at GoRunners.com.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's one death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons,
Brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
And welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield. This is the Icarta Center WAC basketball. CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners 27, Chicago State 26. The Cougars hanging tough with the first place team in the WAC. The Cougars are winless in the WAC at 0-3. The Runners at 4-1. 7:34 to go in the first half. It's been a little bit of tempo here. Greg Kerr along with Bo Redstone. Bo, your thoughts as we have the final 7.5 minutes.
Well, I think the runners need to, caution themselves. Anytime you leave a team in it, for an extended period of time when you expect to kind of beat them handily, they become more dangerous.
Yeah, the belief system certainly grows. Great rejection by Tajay Moore. And I tell you what, he has got some hops. We say it all the time. Entry pass to James Suber, who may have gotten away with the travel.
He did.
And that's going to be Roadrunner ball as it's off Jacob.
Wow, Runner's lucky to keep that possession there advanced. Definitely Suber got away with a little hip hop there, but
what a block right there.
We'll take it.
Tajay Moore.
Tajay Moore,
he can stuff the stat sheet in so many different ways.
Absolutely, and
Blocks,
do it in a hurry.
Yeah. The kid on mop duty has been busy.
No doubt. A lot of guys on the floor.
Damian Durham with the ball. Down low to Taj Moore, working on a bigger man, but he's got that vertical, and he goes sweet move with the left hand. He is left-handed, but his body was going right, and his hand was going left.
That was some athleticism in the air right there to able to adjust that shot.
I love him in the post. And that was a bigger defender, too.
Absolutely. When you got a 42-inch vert, man, I don't think that bigger defender matters.
Nice move baseline. Bucket. Chicago State hanging tough right here with that reverse lay-in by Cameron Bowles. It's a 1-point game. Bo, should I ask what your vertical was?
Oh, man. I want to say at least 30 to 32. Let's put it this way. I hope it was.
Yeah. Suber down low, and I think they got him this time. He's got some happy feet right there.
Yeah, it just needs to slow down a little bit. A little bit anxious. Chicago coach was pretty inanimate about that first travel, and he was really inanimate about that second one.
Yeah. 6:20 left in the first half. Roadrunners by 1. Showing the full court pressure, but they're backing off it a little bit as Shaw brings it across half court, calling the play, looking for the high pick, high screen. And we're going to get a call against Chicago State. And to be honest with you, I think Coach Urban has an argument there.
Coach Urban wants a shove, and he's pleading his case right now. But the runners, I'll tell you, runners are they're physical out on the perimeter. So, you got to be able to take a little bit of contact.
Justin Edler-Davis back into the game for the Roadrunners. Reset it. It's Edler Davis, Moore, Joyner, Durham, and Person back into the game as Suber takes a seat. And again, we're going to have a feature on Darren Person at halftime, just a redshirt freshman. Moore going to the hole. Watch out.
I'm going to let that one simmer right there, Greg. That was unbelievable.
You know, it's only 2 points, but it sometimes adds up to more. Get the momentum in the house, especially at home.
Everybody's awake now.
Yeah, runners back by 3. Moore almost coming up with a steal. Pick it out. Nice help defense. Oh, we got a block call. And what would have been a steal by Joyner, who really hustled down the baseline.
Wow, that's hot.
We are still not in the penalty with only 5.5 minutes to go. That is, however, the 6th foul of runners, so the next one will put them in the 1-and-1. Shaw back out on top. Nice fake pump. Trayvon Bell, who knocked down a couple threes. That was a long 2 that goes in and out. Moore, the lob to Person.
Small detail, Greg, but I liked how they got out on the three-point shot that he had just hit 2 prior to that contested 2-point shot. So anytime you can get a guy out of his comfort zone a little bit, that's big.
Absolutely. Patrick Spear picks up the foul there for Chicago State. Inbounds pass, Tajay Moore, who just in his short time re-entering the game is really giving some juice to this game. Durham, entry pass to Edler Davis. Nice move by Justin, but he misses deep inside, and that's going to go against the Roadrunners.
Oh, Justin wants that one back, man.
Maybe a little frustration there at the end.
Great step-through move. Just couldn't quite finish it, but with a heck of a move here.
The foul is on Justin.
Yeah, he's when you with himself.
Yeah, you miss one of those, you just go after. Just have a total frustration. You go after it, and he picks up the foul. And that's a 7th team foul. Patrick Spear will go to the line.
Spear has not been there much, Greg, on the season, 2 for 6. So a very limited sample of Spear at the free throw line.
And when I first saw his name, S-Z-P-I-R, I was thankful to hear it's just Spear.
Okay.
He makes the first one.
Oh, he just upped his percentage by quite a bit.
There you go.
He can get it up to 50% here if he makes this one.
The lefty.
Just like that.
Those both look pretty good, didn't they? It's a 1-point game, 31-30. 5 minutes to play first half. Chicago State showing a little bit of a trap half court. Get it to Tajay Moore. Kicks it out to Justin Edler Davis for the open 3. That's long. Rebound by Spear. Here comes Chicago State with a chance to take the lead.
I didn't love the shot there by Justin. I think you got some offensive guys on the floor. You might want to get the ball to pretty early.
10 on the shot clock for Chicago State. There's an open 3 right there. And before the shot was even released by Anthony Harris, Coach Irvin was saying thank you.
In rhythm.
And he knocks down the 3, and Chicago State's on top, 33-31.
Anthony Harris already with 10 or at 9 points, so he's close to double figures.
Joyner working in traffic, the floater off the rim. He'll get the rebound, though. It comes back out to him. And we got a reach call there on Shaw.
Coach Irvin actually wanted that foul. He wanted to slow that tempo down, give his guys a little breath here. He sees they got fouls to give, so why not?
Right. And that's just the first on Shaw.
That's one way to slow him down a little bit. Foul him.
Ricky Holden working on Shaw. Entry pass. Robert Person. Off glass, in and out. Rebound by Spear. Here comes Harris. And we're going to get a jump ball.
What
good defense by Ricky Holden. Great defense by the runners, but they are down by 2 with 3:48 to play. Bakersfield, California, Chicago State 33, CSU Bakersfield 31. We'll be right back.
That replay was not a foul, but good as he is. tonight.
I know they got smoked by Grand Canyon.
Oh. Maybe at some point give a few updates on the WAC games what we got, man. If there's any upsets in the making. Both teams shooting it pretty good, man. 11 and 19 for Chicago State.
And welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield, the Icardo Center. WAC basketball, CSU Bakersfield hosting Chicago State. And it's the Cougars with a 2-point lead, 33-31 with 3:48 to play. And both teams heating up a little bit.
Yeah, the Cougars 11 of 19 from the field, 57.9%. The runners are 12 of 29, 41%. So both teams shooting it pretty well. The Cougars just a little bit better right now.
Inbounds pass for the Cougars. Fresh shot clock. Entry pass to Harris. Off glass, but in traffic. Person, nice defense. Here come the runners. Damian Durham. You know he'll pull.
Anytime.
Ricky Holden, left side. Gets back out to the top of the key. Joyner looking down to Edler Davis. Loses the ball. Then it's knocked out of bounds by Bell.
Runners lucky to keep possession there. That was close. A couple updates in the WAC right now, Greg. 64-63, Utah Valley over New Mexico State with 7:39 left. Grand Canyon up huge against UMKC, 66-39. Utah Grand Valley, it's early. And I missed
That's okay. Great inbounds to Tajay Moore for his second throwdown of the night, and we're tied at 33.
Rio Grande Valley, a 2-point lead early on the first half against Seattle.
Backdoor cut again. That's going to be off Chicago State. Aaron pass right there. Wasn't much of a window there, and they tried to squeeze it in. Jacob back in for Spear, who did a nice job in his minutes on the floor.
33's wild, Greg.
That's all right.
I apologize. I've done so many games.
It's all right. If my memory's right, who wore 33 in college?
That's right. Yeah. You can remember that back.
Okay. Bo Redstone, number 33. Ricky Holden working on Shaw. Tajay Moore, who's had a couple throwdowns already. Left hand off glass. Good defense by Jacob. And he gives it right back to Tajay Moore, who puts it up and in. Tajay wanted a dunk, but he figured, just get the two.
He's a human pogo stick, man.
He
gets
is.
up so quick.
He is.
And
Absolutely.
so high.
Runners back up by 2.5 to play first half. A little bit of a three-man way. They're looking for that backdoor cut again. That is Bowles with the jumper from about 18 feet, no good. Rebound, and I think we got something on the floor here against the runners.
Yeah, good work on the boards there by number 13.
That's going to be on Person. I think that's his third.
Yeah, Christian Jacob showing a lot of hustle there on the board. He's had some nice rebounds tonight.
I think Darren Person is going to be coming out real soon. That's his third foul. Jacob the line. Makes the first. Zuber back in for a Person. Jacob can tie the game with this free throw.
You know, Coach Irvin mentioned earlier they were definitely a first-half team that have had trouble finishing games, so we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, they've played a fantastic first half. They're hanging there with the runners so far, so we'll see if they can hang in there in the second half.
Second shot is good. We're tied at 35 with 2:22 to go. Ricky Holden bringing it across, no pressure there. Darkhill Joyner, right side. Wide open, Tajay Moore at the high post, but they didn't see it. Tajay baseline, turn left, no good, rebound. Zuber had a look but missed. Here comes Chicago State. Shaw, who hasn't done a ton of scoring, has run the offense very well. In fact, should I just say Shaw hasn't scored? That's not a ton either. Trayvon Bell has. Good defense. He tried to draw the foul, but that was great defense, resulting in an air ball. And down goes Jacob again. Off the miss here. Jacob. He's up and he's doing okay.
Yeah.
No whistle, no foul, but a bucket, and the runners lose it, and they get it right back. Harris with the bucket to put Chicago State back on top. A little mayhem there for a moment as we were watching Jacob get back up. Harris went coast to coast and scored. Tajay Moore, 15-footer, knocks it home. Big first half for Tajay, who's now in double figures with 10 points.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to bring a guy like that off with all that off the bench with all that energy and leaping ability, and he can excite a crowd in a hurry.
Tied at 37. And as I watch this first half wind down, I'm reminded what Rod Barnes says about the team as Shaw gets his first points of the night.
Teardrop.
Turnaround in the key like a 12-footer. Brought down rain and scored. Damian Durham turning it over.
You know, Damian, they're getting out on his shot now, and he's normally a pretty athletic guy to the bucket.
Right.
Wasn't the greatest pass, and not the possession Coach Barnes wanted at this point in the game. 37 seconds left. We'll see if the Cougars maybe look last shot here.
Lee and McCall come back in. What I was saying about Rod Barnes, he says we're not good enough to just show up in the
Absolutely. Not in the WAC. You know, the WAC, there's just too much parity, and there's a lot of good players.
But also a very young team that's still growing.
Sure.
Harris with the ball. Skip pass to the corner. That's short. Rebound. The runners will have a decent final look as Chicago State could have run that clock down to about 7 seconds. They opted to just shoot early.
Yeah, the runners will run it down here. I'm predicting a Jarkel Joyner floater here.
That or a Durham 3. You were right. Joyner short, and that putback is going to be late. Didn't go down anyway. Chicago State's going to the locker room with a lead over CSU Bakersfield. Your score, Chicago State 39, CSU Bakersfield 37. It's halftime. We'll be right back. 3-2-1, 3-2-1. This is Greg on the green. And welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield, the Icardo Center, where Cal State Bakersfield is trailing Chicago State at halftime by 2 points. The Roadrunners tied for first place in the WAC, entering tonight's game against Chicago State. You know, this Runners team has been successful because of the depth of their team and the rotations that head coach Rod Barnes can use. One prime example of that is redshirt freshman Darren Person Jr. Ask redshirt freshman Darren Person Jr. his role on this Roadrunners team, and he says,
I feel like I make a lot of the tough, scrappy plays, just try to get us more possessions, either that's tipping the ball out, getting rebounds, diving on the floor, boxing out and stuff. Even if I don't get it, I feel like my role is just to be there, be very active for the team.
Those kind of plays don't exactly fill the stat sheet, but they don't go unnoticed either.
Mic check,
He's earned it. We've got other guys that we've moved around and played, but he's earned the right to get to the floor.
Add to the mix that Person is returning to action after a long layoff.
Every day he's learning a little bit more because he was off for a whole year without even playing. Sometimes I've known other coaches though, but people may not remember that. When you're talking about a kid that had surgery and basically I think it was May, and he didn't come back the whole year.
But his return and his growth in such a short period of time has earned him the trust of his head coach.
A lot of trust because he's proven it in practice. You always at the beginning of the year, I thought he was one of the players when we recruited him. Thought he'd be an all-conference player, and I think he will one day be an all-conference player.
And he started to trust me, and that's what he told me. You practice tough, and you show me results on the practice floor first, and I'll trust you in the game and see what you can do out there. So it felt like I had to earn his trust, and I feel like I earned it as it kept going on, and I feel like it's big. I'm glad a coach like that is trusting me to, be at the end of games sometime or provide crucial minutes and stuff. And he's a great coach. So for him to trust me like that really means a lot.
The great thing, and I think it speaks about his potential and his future, he started to play his best basketball now that league play is here. Sometimes guys play really good in the non-conference to get the league play, and they kind of slide back. He's reversed that. And I think that for us, it's a great sign that of things to come.
And remember, that's just a redshirt freshman on a very young Roadrunners basketball team. We're happy to be joined right now by the Director of Athletics, Ziggy Siegfried. When you see stories like that on Darren Person Jr., what comes to mind?
What comes to mind is just how great my job is. We get to impact people like Darren, and we sort of have an identity. Our student athletes they're tough, they're resilient, and it's not just men's basketball players. It's, I was at our swimming and diving meet today, and all the seniors got up and shared stories, and it's amazing some of their backgrounds and the impact they're going to make, and many of them stay right here in Kern County, and they go on, like Bo Redstone, who's teacher and coach at Centennial High School right next to us. We have many student athletes. They're special. I love my job.
Yeah, it's a good one to have. And speaking of Bo Redstone, well, Zig, I got to ask a question. I'm a former student athlete, and I'm just curious to see what are some of your highest level priorities that you're working on right now for the student athletes here at Cal State.
Yeah, so the student athlete experience is something that we put a huge focus on because they deserve that. So one thing we're focusing on is getting all of our locker rooms updated to provide them the best experience possible, to continue to put that same competitive focus on our academics that we do on the court and in the field, in the pool.
Absolutely.
And then finally, we want to make sure that they're ready once they graduate to go on and do special things. So life skills is important to us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ziggy, I don't know if these last two finishes on the blue floor have been giving you great joy or a lot of anxiety the way they have finished. But as you watch this team unfold, and a young team that it is, what are your thoughts as this team moves forward?
We believe they can win the championship, both regular season and conference championship in the tournament. This is a Rod Bard's team. They're tough. They never give up. You always expect that they're going to win. And I don't know that I can take another nail biter, but not only are they special on the court, I think what you'll see, and you get the chance to kind of meet and spend time with them, this is the most active group. They're funny. They like to dance. In the Bahamas.
And we know Rod can dance.
I cannot confirm or deny that, but I've seen him try a little bit.
Right.
But it's just a fun team. They love each other, and they're kind of the excitement of the department.
Yeah. I've been doing this for a few years around here, and I say this in all honesty, probably one of the best teams interview-wise. They got some really well-spoken kids on this team, and I've interviewed virtually everybody on the team. I'm amazed by it. I think back when I was in college, I go, wow,
yeah,
way better.
They're confident, and it's the same thing. My office is in the Athletics Academic Center, the Kegley Center. They always, in the past, they wouldn't necessarily stop by my office and say hello. There's not one that will walk by there without coming in saying hello, sometimes sitting down. Tajay Moore will come and sit down, and he'll be in there 30 minutes just chatting it up. So
he's an interesting cat, isn't he?
He's fun. I've liked him since the day we recruited him.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all the work you do and great success that you've had thus far.
Yeah, thank you to both of you for all you do.
You bet. That's Ziggy Siegfried, again, the Director of Athletics at CSU Bakersfield. We have a 2-point game at halftime. We'll be back with the second half.
Take one, I'll take one. Or, whatever you want.
Okay,
Take over, man. I'll just come in a little bit.
All right. What kind of numbers do we see here? Let's see, 15 to 37. Okay. 3 is 6 from three-point range. We've hit 6 threes. Once again, we've only been to the foul line once. They've been 10, and they're 10 for 10.
I know it.
Wow. You said highlights first, correct? And welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield. It's WAC basketball where the Roadrunners of CSU Bakersfield are trailing Chicago State, winless in the WAC, 39-37. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone as we take a look at some first half highlights where they came out firing. Damian Durham did from three-point range. He's getting close to 300 for his career. I think that might have been number 299 right there for Tajay Moore and the tip for the Runners. But this is a team, Chicago State, that got a lot of close looks.
Yeah, they did. You know, they got some backdoor layups. They got to the line, and they were 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So they gave up some easy points to this Cougar team, and you saw the ball there by
Ricky Holden and Jarkel Joyner hit threes. The Runners had 6 threes in the first half. Great block there by Person. Tajay Moore, who really made his presence known. In fact, I'm hoping that somewhere in this melt, our man Kyle threw in a Tajay Moore dunk, and there it is. Right there. That's one of them. He had 2. Nice. But again, Chicago State, they weren't great from three-point range, but every time they needed one, and there's the second dunk by Tajay, and a steal right here, and putting that one in. Tajay made his presence felt with 10 first-half points. But again, this is a Chicago State team that did not back down. There's Moore with another jumper. Shaw, his only 2 points of the first half. And we've got a 2-point game. And if you look at the stats right here, the Runners have only been to the line once, and Chicago State's been not only 10 times, they've made all 10.
Yeah, that's a big statistic there for Chicago State, man. 10 for 10. They've shot it well, and the Runners just got to get there more.
Yeah, and points in the paint. Chicago State was worried about the Runners. They've outscored them 20-14.
Yeah, you know, they've kind of flipped the script on the Runners a little bit, but, you know, we'll keep an eye on it because, as we mentioned earlier, Greg, you know, they're a first-half team, so we'll see if their endurance can hang with the Runners. The Runners got a lot of guys, you know, that can really score it, so we'll see.
And as you look at the leading scores, there were not many fouls, not many turnovers either, 5 and 4 respectively. Darren Person Jr., who we did our feature on at halftime, does have 3 fouls. Everyone else seems to be pretty clear at this point in time. I think we have some scores from around the WAC as well. As you can see, the Grand Canyon took it to UMKC 78-50. They entered tonight with a first-place tie with the Runners.
Yeah.
New Mexico State is hanging on over Utah Valley 79-74, and RGV and Seattle tied at the half. Seattle's 0-4 in the WAC.
I wouldn't have predicted it, man. They're really good.
They are. And they started entering before the WAC opener against these very Runners. They had won 11 of 12, including a road win at Cal. So our second half is about to tip off. The Runners are down by 2. And this will be, as the officials are getting everything organized here.
Greg, I get the feeling that these Runner fans, this Chicago State team's got their attention. You look around and you see a little bit of tension.
I think Rod Barnes got the Runners' attention in the locker room as we open up the second half. Runners get possession and start the second half. Down by 2. Ricky Holden getting it up to Greg Lee. Lee's trying to back down the defender. A nice baby hook, and he's got it.
That's my favorite shot.
What he did in the first half.
It was. That's my favorite shot. That little baby hook that he has. He's very smooth with it. Nice touch. Good start for the Runners.
We're tied at 39, although the scoreboard doesn't reflect that yet. But we are tied at 39.
Scorekeeper's getting a hot dog maybe, huh?
Possibly. Not back yet. Shaw working left side. I think that was a shot. Here come the Runners in transition. Jarkel Joyner almost looked like he was going to alley-oop, and then it was Durham for 3. Off the mark. That's going to be over the back. That's going to be on James Suber.
That was a flare lob right there to Durham in the corner.
Yeah.
Man. It looked like it was going to be a lob to the basket, and he flared to the corner. You don't often see that.
Well, Damian Durham, where do you think he's going to run? The three-point line or the basket?
You know he's going to that spot he loves.
Second foul on James Suber. First on the Runners in the second half. Full court pressure. Joyner working over Shaw in the trap here, which is something they used against UMKC, and immediately they get the turnover, and Durham on the three-point line passes it up, gives to Ricky Holden, and that is Greg Lee from the top of the key. That's too strong. Rebound comes out to Bowles.
I'm thinking I would have rather liked Damian Durham to shoot that wide open 3 than that. I believe Greg Lee's 0 for 3 now from 3, so I'm going with a hot hand.
Errant pass there by Shaw. By the way, got away with a little bit of a push-off. Coach Irvin not happy with his point guard there. He forced the action in 2 possessions where they basically came up empty. Holden working on Shaw. Zuber asking for the ball down low, but it's Jacobs back on him. Again, Greg Lee driving, got bounced a little bit. No call, but he gets off glass. Thought we had a foul there before the shot.
He took the contact well and kept his body controlled. Nice kiss off the glass there. Good possession.
Runners up to 41-39. We're just underway second half. WAC basketball. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone. Shaw working on Joyner. Lob this time going down to Bowles. Bowles in traffic. Gets the bucket and the foul.
You know, Lee showed himself on that screen a little bit too long, and he was kind of late getting back. Or actually, Joyner showed on that screen, and it just took a while for Lee to get back, and he just didn't recover. A nice 2-point chance for an and one here.
That foul on Greg Lee is first of the game.
Gave up that position as you see on the replay. They can't miss from the free throw line. I'm going to jinx them.
No, they can't. I don't know that our scoreboard is correct. Now they fixed it. 42-41. It is now. Ricky Holden missing the jumper there. Ball batted around and rebounded by the Cougars. Shaw in the front court. Entry pass. Jacob lost it for a second, gets it back and kicks it back out to Harris, who drives the lane. And we're going to get a foul on Lee again as he drove to the lane.
You know, the runners, you could see him extend that defense, but they're leaving that post open. That was a long entry pass into the post from the top. So, a nice attack there by Anthony Harris. He's a tough character now.
I think just reminiscent of the UMKC game, they saw the Kangaroos went to the hole a lot against the runners' defense. Chicago State's attacking as well.
But Greg, when you're facing pressure, I think the best thing to combat pressure is to go right at it. You know, if you back off, you know, and you allow them to get into your space, you're in trouble.
And you know what it took for them to miss their first foul shot? A chance to win Chick-fil-A for fans. If he misses this one, it's Chick-fil-A for everyone in the house.
Absolutely. Oh, Chick-fil-A jinx, man.
They were perfect 11 for 11 until that miss. Here's Harris for his second shot. And he put his finger up to his mouth to quiet everyone as he made that one. It's a 2-point Chicago State lead. Damian Durham, baseline floater. It's got it. We're tied at 43. Damian with 11 points now. Shaw working on Joyner. Left hand. He got it off glass.
I think Joyner thought he was going to kind of pull up there.
Or maybe get a little help. Didn't get either. Durham from three. In and out. Rebound to Bowles. Gives it to Shaw.
Coach Irvin's slowing them down. They want that tempo back. They want to get these runners to play some slow down ball.
Exactly the tempo they want to play. Backdoor cut again. And we got a block there.
Ooh, that was
and that
close.
Is going to be on Zuber. And take another look at that one and see what. I mean, it's not going to change the call, but we're going to see if we.
That help came. He didn't get outside that.
Yeah, he's inside the restricted area.
Yeah, good call by the official.
So Anthony Harris back at the line. He already has 10 points, as does Trayvon Bell.
You know, Greg, a lot of things happen when they go to the line like this. You know, you play a fast-paced team, you get the rest. You know, you get to kind of slow the possession down, and you get to the line, use your best free throw shooter, and get a couple points out of it. So every time that they can do this really benefits Chicago State.
Win-win. So Zuber with 3 fouls comes out, and Person with 3 fouls comes in. But he's fresh. Makes the second. This is Chicago State's biggest lead of the game at 47-43. Still a lot of time to play. 16:41.
Runners definitely won't panic. They're a seasoned team, and they've done well.
We've seen their last 2 games. We know that. Ricky Holden somehow, some way, gets that to go in, and he gets the foul call. Bowles with a hand in the air. We think it's probably on Bowles. It is.
Wow, look at that body control by that 5'10" guard, Ricky Holden, man. He can really he can score.
Ricky's not shy about getting to the glass. Jacob getting ready to return to the game for
He's had his ups and downs tonight. He's been on the floor a couple times. He comes in for Spear.
Jeremiah Dickerson coming into the game.
Wow.
And I think he wants a defensive...
The driller.
Well, he's the same size as Shaw. He's a... defense is his game. That's his forte.
Well, he's a quick kid, and he just, almost forced a turnover there, but...
It came from behind the runner's head. Dickerson was in his face. He's talking to him, too.
Yeah,
Jeremiah doesn't get a lot of time, but he's already talking.
He's a driller, man. Those drillers, man, they're not scared.
It's a one-point game after the three-point play by Holden. This is Harris from the elbow. Looked like we had a moving screen there for a moment, but Harris knocked down the jumper. He has 14. The lead is back to
right
3.
At his season average now with 16 to go, so he's on point for his game.
Person was flashing through the key. Dickerson, nice dish off to Person. Wow. And we get a foul, late foul call, but a foul nonetheless. Person's going to go to line. Dickerson with a nice pass. That foul's going to be on Jacob.
It's good to see a kid come in who doesn't get a lot of time. He comes in, he's aggressive. You know, he's not looking to give the ball up. He attacked the basket. Nice tee up there by the big fella. That was a nice play.
Second foul on Jacob. Person missing the first. Runners down by 3. Going to get Eugene Witherspoon back into the game for the Cougars.
Eugene, a role player for them. Doesn't shoot the ball a lot, but he's a good passer, good rebounder.
Person makes the second of 2, and it's a 2-point game.
Nice.
And the full court pressure resulting in a turnover, and Damian Durham for the lead.
You know, Dickerson's pressure, he's brought a little life into this runner defense. He's pretty intense.
You want some playing time for Rod Barnes? You play defense.
Absolutely. I think that's why he brought him in.
And he's still talking. I don't know if he's talking to himself.
I don't know either.
But he's talking. And he's doing a good job on Shaw. Harris, meanwhile, has been the go-to guy of late. He's been the offensive wide-open Jacob.
Nice high-low move.
And he throws that down.
You can tell those two have played together quite a bit.
Yeah, Chicago State back on top, 51-50. Trading the lead here. Durham has, 4 threes or 3 threes? That was his 300th, I think.
Yeah, it was his 300th.
Yeah.
That was big.
And this could be 301. That's one short. Rebound by Jacob. Chicago State's not afraid to run it to see if there's something there and then pull it back.
Yeah, they'll turn it on for a minute, see if they have numbers, and then if not, pull it back.
Another near turnover as Bowles gets the ball back. Kicks it way out to Witherspoon, who again, as you said, is not a shooter. Bowles in the far corner. Get it over to Shaw. Gives it up to Jacob, and we're going to get a foul call there on the runners.
Yeah, Dickerson a little aggressive on that closeout and allowed the Cougar to go around him, and another tee up by them. Yeah.
And we're going to get a media timeout here with 14:40 to play in the game. It's Chicago State 51, CSU Bakersfield 50. We'll be right back.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
You're always there for me. You clear the air I breathe. You make me feel at home. You make me feel at home. It's love that grows no matter where we go.
Ask Reggie Bakersfield, CSU Bakersfield, and Chicago State WAC basketball. Chicago State leading by a single point, 51-50 with 14:40 to play. Next on ESPN3, our next broadcast is women's basketball, January 24th. Cal Baptist at CSU Bakersfield next Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN3. And to watch, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone, and we just had the referee come over to give us a little information.
Yeah, Trayvon Bell, number 3, and number 10 for Justin Edler Davis had a exchange either verbally or something. And they both got double technicals, and there was a verbal exchange possibly right there.
And actually, it might have it the other way around. If it's the video we just saw, it's Tajay Moore and Harris.
Yeah, that's what I think. Just talking back and forth a little bit at the dead ball. No free throws will be exchanged for that exchange right there, but number 13 will go to the line for the Cougars, and that is Christian Jacob.
And again, they're nursing a 1-point lead. The runners already with 16 fouls, so next time it's the bonus. And he misses the first 2.
Jacob is 64%er, so he might be a guy late in the game if you need to foul somebody.
Bo, late in the game maybe, but right now these people want Chick-fil-A.
There's no doubt about it.
If he misses this shot, you'll hear a roar.
You'll know it. The disappointment of the crowd.
They're just teasing them. 52-50. Chicago State showing some three-quarter court pressure as Ricky Holden brings it across half court against Shaw. Durham and Harris, the respective scoring leaders, with 14 apiece. Jarkel Joyner. Nice move on Harris. He left, and he follows his own miss, but taps it out. And that's going to be Chicago State ball. Jarkel Joyner fell in the chair. Was unable. He knew he missed it as soon as he missed it and tried to follow the miss, but could not recover it. So it will be Cougars ball with a 2-point lead, and the runners applying full court press.
Joyner's able to create separation so quickly.
He left Harris in another county. It wasn't even close. Got a trap here, but Shaw finding the edge. Gets it over to Bowles. Now Harris working on Tajay Moore.
I think he wants to go to work on him, Greg.
Excuse me, that's not Tajay Moore. Bucket there for Harris, who now has 16 points.
Darius
Williams into the game. Rod Barnes isn't happy. He has something to say to the official. So we have a 4-point game with 13:38 to play.
They haven't shown it with us a 30 or a full.
I don't know what we have here yet. We're waiting on it. We do have a Chicago State 4-point lead. That much we know. And if they're bringing the players back out on the floor, I don't think we have anything going on here.
It looked like a referee's timeout to kind of talk, maybe mention something to the players about talking. But it looks like it's going to be...
We could ask Coach Urban. He's right here.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like Cougar ball on the baseline.
Cougar ball with a 4-point lead.
No, runner ball.
Excuse me, runner ball, yes. So Ricky Holden working it over to Joyner. Joyner driving in traffic, puts it up, and the bucket.
High off the glass.
Wow.
My man, Jarkel Joyner, with a high kiss and the foul. He can pull the runners within one. Look at this in your living room. Woo! The ball disappears.
Yeah, that was playing horse. Jarkel now in double figures with 10 points.
We know he's comfortable with the free throw line.
Yeah, we do. So does UMKC. And yet, misses the shot. It's a 2-point game. Witherspoon is not the guy they want bringing the ball up, but he did get it across the half-court line. Oh. Darius Williams called for a push foul. I'll tell you what.
That's so often happens.
If that push knocked him down, he needs to get in the weight room.
In the weight room a little bit. But you know he's our best player.
But it's a good job selling it.
Guys that score in high clips like him, they get some calls.
Yeah, absolutely. Goes both ways.
Yep.
13-17 left. It's a 2-point Chicago State lead, and the mop boy is out again.
What is it about these close games at Icardo here? Greg, this is getting...
Runners win at the buzzer against Utah Valley. They win with 0.2 seconds against UMKC. And Chicago State coming in 0-13 on the road, leads with 13 minutes to go. And Harris at the line has been money. And he knocks down yet another.
You do keep saying runners win, runners win. I keep hearing that. So, hey, it's a long way from over for these Cougars.
Harris is 8 of 9 from the foul line. He's got the bulk of their free throws.
17 points. He can play.
Second one is good as well, and it's back to a 4-point lead for the Cougars. To show some backcourt pressure. Skip pass over to Damian Durham. Wanted to travel there, didn't get it. Errant pass goes right to Edler Davis. He's in the key and kicks it out to Durham, who launches a three. Short, rebound Edler Davis, and we're going to get a foul called on the Cougars, and that might be on Jacob.
Durham hasn't been able to find the mark.
No, it's not. It's going to be on Witherspoon. So that's Witherspoon's first. We're going to see Justin McCall come into the game for the Roadrunners.
Runners have played a lot of guys tonight, Greg.
Damian Durham takes the seat. They have. And we've seen the likes of Darius Williams and
Dickerson.
Jeremiah Dickerson comes
all
in.
Getting some minutes tonight.
Runners down 4 with the ball. Just under 13 minutes to play. Zone defense right now by the Cougars. Matchup zone. Ball driving into the paint and gets the foul call. That's going to be on Witherspoon as well. And it should put McCall in line to shoot 2.
Extending that zone, Greg, the high post man absent. No one there right now. So that's the area they need to get to, because that's, when you're in the zone defense, that's where you attack it. High post to low, and you go from there.
You haven't really seen anybody flash there. I mean, Justin drove to the high post, but haven't seen a big man flash there to get an entry pass.
No, you would think maybe a guard duck or an offside will flash the high post. Maybe these guys come to the game. I think Justin here soon coming back in the game along with Dickerson. So
Dickerson getting more time.
Shuffling lineup by Coach Barnes, and I really think Dickerson had an impact, on that press.
And I think he liked what he saw of him against Shaw. Paul makes both free throws. It's back to a 2-point game. There's Shaw working on Dickerson again. I think Dickerson, he hasn't played a lot, so he got a blow, but he's back in.
Yeah, I think it's a matchup. I think the quickness against Shaw, and Shaw seems to be bothered by Dickerson.
Witherspoon with the ball, doesn't shoot a lot, but he's looking. In the corner, Trayvon Bell gives it up to Jacob. Oh, contested dunk there, and the block by Edler Davis, but he's called for the foul. But at least Jacob is going to have to go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a great entry pass followed by a great foul here by Edler Davis. That's how you do it. You know what? If you're going to come in there, you really contest the shot, and he went for the ball. Everything was clean. I saw the Cougar bench jump up like, it was intentional, but it was a great attempt at a block.
And that first shot is no good.
Could be Chick-fil-A time, Greg. The crowd will let you know it if it happens.
This is the third opportunity. Not this time.
Not meant to be yet.
Lead is back to 3, 57-54 as Ricky Holden running the offensive set. Top of the key, gets it over far side to McCall. From the elbow, Holden, he's short on a wide open 15-footer. Rebound by Suber. And he's going to be called for being out of bounds, or the ball was out of bounds. That ball will go to the Cougars.
Once again, Greg, the longer this game goes with the Cougars hanging in there, man, it's going to be nervous time for the runners in this crowd. I'll tell you, they're getting to believe that they can win this game. So.
And a steal on the inbounds to Edler Davis. Misses the 3. I think they got a little greedy and maybe shot too soon on that because they had numbers. Shaw at the other end misses the contested layup, and here come the runners. Ricky Holden driving.
Big rebound by McCall there to outlet and get that break started.
We're going to get a foul on Trayvon Bell. And we're going to get a timeout as well with 11:45 to go. 57-53, Chicago State. So we'll take a break here from the Icardo Center on the campus of CSU Bakersfield. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the campus of CSU Bakersfield. CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners hosting Chicago State. It's the visitors on top, 57-54, but Ricky Holden going to the line to shoot two. Biggest Chicago State lead of the game, except for early on when they're down 12-5. Second half, it's been a 4-point lead. And Holden rolls that one in.
You know, this it seems like it has the making for another exciting ending.
Don't know if we could take another one of those, but it could be.
Mentioned earlier, a nice rebound by McCall to start that break, and they push it up the floor. It looks like the runners are trying to get out and run a little bit, and the transition defense of the Cougars has been pretty good.
Holden's second shot is good, and it's a one-point game. 11:45 to play. Dickerson again working on Shaw. Or excuse me, that's Joyner down there. Dickerson out of the game. Full court pressure here. Joyner, of course, a bigger guard. Entry pass on the high elbow. Nice pass inside. And a basket by Bowles. They went high-low there. You've been talking about Bo, and they got the bucket for a three-point lead. Joyner working the baseline. Nothing there. Kicks it back out to Holden. 3 sets. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Joyner this time driving in traffic, and he's going to get a charge foul this time. Joyner doesn't like the call one bit, nor does Rod Barnes.
Well, it looked like there was contact. It probably could have one of those could have went either way.
See if the feeder's set right here. Well, he's not in the restricted area, and looked like he was set.
Yeah.
Into the front court to Bowles. Chicago State working with a 3-point lead. Really looking down low as Harris shoots a 3 and knocks it home. And the lead is now 6.
He's got 21 now. He's heating up, and really, he's into the game.
As problematic as their offense has been, their defense has given the runners some problems as well, as they're in a matchup zone. And the runners have not made them pay here, as Edler Davis working baseline, shoots fadeaway. It's no good. Rebound to the Cougars. Shaw running the floor. Misses the layup. Runners could have numbers. Shaw slow getting up at the other end. They do have numbers. Ricky Holden fakes and gets the contact. Misses the shot, but he's going to go to the foul line.
Wow.
Just a shade over 10 minutes left.
Golly, you'd like to see that shot go down by Holden. He's gotten to the rim pretty easily there.
Fallon Jacob is his third. And he's
Jacob's had a tough night.
Yeah,
he's been beat up pretty good, man.
He's barely standing right there. He's limping his left leg again, his knee.
Looks like his knee, and he's
having some difficulty. Spears is going to come in for him. Spears at the check-in table right here.
Yeah, Spears hasn't played a ton this season, but he's definitely a guy that they can go in and give you a lift. He's made a couple free throws early.
And this is a untimely loss for the Cougars right now. It's his left knee, and he's in some real pain right there. He's helped off the floor.
You get a little concerned because you saw that's the third time he's gone down.
That's the third time he's gone down. Exactly.
So something's going on other than just a bruised knee or a banged knee.
Right. I don't know that you want to test it. In fact, I think they're taking him back to the locker room.
Yeah, that's a huge loss. It's their third leading scorer, one of their better rebounders, and having a great night tonight.
First shot is good by Holden. Lead back down to 5. Tajay Moore is going to re-enter the game.
Mr. Excitement.
Adler Davis.
Mr. Excitement off the bench here, Tajay Moore. We get some great instruction by the opposing coach right in front of us all the time.
Yeah. Holden makes the second. It's a 4-point game. Full court press by the runners. They get it to Bowles, who brings it up. Swoops in, but misses the long layup. He tried to extend a little further than...
That's a tough shot.
Yeah, the reach. Sometimes you think you can get there and you can't. Jarkel Joyner pulls up. 2-pointer, misses. That's going to be off the Roadrunners. Joyner, a wide open shot there, but just came up short.
Yeah, he's been shooting so well on that little floater that he takes mid-range, and just hasn't been on track tonight.
Again, the full court press, and I don't know if the fans are going to get a little anxious here in a little bit as we're under 10 minutes here. 3-pointer in and out.
Great
Trayvon Bell, rebound by the runners. Ricky Holden with the ball, and he might just attack and get to the foul line. That might be a good strategy for the Roadrunners right now. Maybe clear the lane. Tajay Moore tries. Tough shot there. Rebound by Suber. Back out top to Holden. It's a big rebound by Suber.
Yeah, 2 in a row for him. One on the defensive side and the offensive side.
Ricky Holden resetting the offense with 13 on the shot clock. Driving on Shaw. Shaw doing a great job defense. Somebody's open, but he loses the ball. Great job. And a foul as Holden tries to stop the transition game on the turnover. Great defense by the Cougars there.
Yeah, Greg, there's a perfect example. A smaller guard in the league like this, that's one area of weakness when you're trying to pass over a bigger guy. You lose your dribble, and all of a sudden you're trying to pass over a bigger guy, and that's where the height factor can come into play. So nice defensive possession there by the Cougars.
They're in the double bonus the rest of the way, by the way, as Bowles is shooting too. And he knocks that one home.
These Cougars must not like Chick-fil-A, man.
No,
they're not missing many.
He's also 4 for 4 from the foul line.
Yeah. Keeps that 5-point lead for the Cougars with 8:54.
This is a team that lost to Grand Canyon 80-46 2 nights ago. Second shot is good. And the lead is back to 6. 64-58. Chicago State, we're at 8 minutes and 47 seconds left from the Icardo Center on the campus of CSU Bakersfield. And Jarkel Joyner driving in traffic, doesn't get the bucket, but he gets the foul on Bowles, who doesn't like the call one bit. So that's going to put Joyner at the line, and the Roadrunners got to start making free throws.
No question, no.
That is the 4th foul on Bowles, and he's going to be coming out. And look who's coming back in.
Here we go.
I didn't even see him come back out of the locker room, did you?
I looked at the runner bench first, and I saw 13 for Chicago, and I'm like, wow.
He can't come in until after the first free throw, I think.
Yeah, he looks okay.
I don't know. Right now. Okay.
I don't want to say there's any possum being played, man, but here he is again.
They got a miracle drug back in that locker room.
Hey, wounded can be dangerous.
Joyner makes the first of 2.
Joyner has 11 now. Gets a double figures.
A little slow on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Should be 60. There you go. 59. And I'm looking at the scoreboard that's in the Icardo, not the one on our screen.
Yeah.
But 64-60 is your score. Runners with backcourt pressure. And Shaw doing the smart thing. He sort of retreated and looked up the floor, and Bell with a wide open 3, but that's in and out. Ball kicked around, and Suber goes after it, and Damian Durham pulls it down. Durham behind the back, swoops in the floater, and knocks it in.
You know, I thought they may have called a carry there for a second, man. He hesitated, and it looked like his hand might have been on the bottom of the
You know, sometimes when Damian, it looks like he's making it up, you know?
He floated and then hit the floater.
2-point game, and the crowd's getting into it now. And Bell with another wide open 3. He's not going to miss them all. He'd missed 2 in a row. The lead's back to 5. You can't leave that guy open.
Shooters keep shooting, man.
Second best point shooter on the team. That lead is back to 5 after all that work by the runners. And Jarkel Joyner again is trying to create some contact. Rebound coming down to the Cougars as Jacob pulls it down. They have a 5-point lead and the ball. And if you're a Roadrunner fan, it's getting serious right now.
Absolutely. 5-point deficit. Tell you what, Shaw doesn't shoot a lot for them, but he's their
entry pass to Spear, just couldn't hold on to it. Now, I don't know that it was a bad pass, but it might have been a bad pass to the wrong guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Could have been, yeah.
So with 7:25 to go, it's a 5-point game. Chicago State on top of CSU Bakersfield. We have a 30 or we have a full one here? We're going to a break, so we'll be right back from Bakersfield, California. Chicago State on top by 5.
I think the runners can take the backcourt pressure off and they can see if they can score at a half-point game. At a half-point game, they've done a good job in transition. High to low, they've done some high to low stuff.
We're back in Bakersfield, California. The Roadrunners of CSU Bakersfield trailing Chicago State 67-62. If this holds, it would be the upset of the season in the WAC thus far. Runners tied for first place. Chicago's winless. Jarkel Joyner once again getting into the key and showing his athleticism. He's trying to create contact, get on the foul line. That's what he does. Knocks down the short jumper, and it's a 3-point game.
What a luxury to have a guard like that can create his own shot anytime he wants.
Joyner with 14 right now. Shaw working on Joyner. Kicks it out to Bell, who shoots a very long contested 3. That ball coming down, I think and that's going to be off the Roadrunners. No, he pointed one way. Now he's pointing back the other way. It's off Chicago State, maybe off Witherspoon.
A couple of contested shots there, possessions in a row for Chicago. That's right in the runner's hands.
Yeah, and Bell, who made his last 3, that probably wasn't the wisest choice right there.
Big moment in the game right here for the runners, you know. Got to get that momentum back.
Edler Davis, wide open. Tajay Moore as well. Moore saving it from going back court, and they give it back over to Jarkel Joyner.
Joyner time.
Shooting a long three, and that's good.
Wow.
We're tied at 67.
Ooh, what a big shot.
Jarkel Joyner. There are moments in a game that sometimes sway the momentum, and that could be it. Will Chicago State answer?
That shot was big time, Greg.
I mean, it was traffic. It was
contested, everything you want.
It was deep. And Joyner's fired up on defense as well, going up against Shaw right here. He gives it up to Jacob, who's way out of his shooting range, but lobs it inside. And the block by Edler Davis on Harris. Harris has had a whale of a night, and it's a great pass, a great catch.
Wow.
And a great block.
Davis.
Coach Irvin was
on that one.
Something there. I don't know if Coach Irvin's arguing a call on that, but it was a great play. They get it back out to Jacob. Oh, a near steal by Joyner. Shaw just off the shot clock, just beating the shot clock, and he almost picked a steal there, almost got a reach foul. He's working it hard. You don't want to put Joyner on the line if you're Chicago State, not in a tie game.
No way.
Whew. But I'll give him credit. He was aware of the shot clock.
No question. They wanted that three-point on the out-of-bounds.
And Joyner finds a lane, and he gets a foul. The ball doesn't get the roll, but he's going back to the foul line.
Jarkel.
And Shaw is talking to his big men saying, if I'm here, you got to be there in case he drives. And Jacob's pretty much agreeing with him. And I think we have a 30-second timeout. Oh, no, we're having an extended, it's a full timeout. We're getting a full timeout by the Roadrunners. Kyle, we're going to go to a break on this one. We're going to keep it here. So, Bo, first of all, let me just give a couple quick updates if we could, because we have the WAC games going on. And the Rio Grande Valley Seattle game is tied at 49 with 7:42 to play. Of course, New Mexico State defeated Utah Valley 83-78. Grand Canyon walloping UMKC 78-50. Wow. And I would imagine, in fact, that Rio Grande Valley game has now gone to 4:27 left, and it's Rio Grande Valley on top 59-53. That game's in Seattle. They could fall to 0-5.
Wow, I would never have predicted that. Seattle is a pretty talented team, well coached. Just goes to show you how tough this WAC is. You got to be ready to play every night. The Runners are finding that out right now. Tied at 67. You know, I gotta have to say that the Runners have looked like they've taken the momentum back. I kind of look over here at the Chicago State bench and they go, looking a little bit like, here we go again, guys. We've been here. We've been in games, and we're starting to kind of feel it.
And when you're a team that has learned how to win, and the Runners have down the stretch, and you're a team like Chicago State that has found ways to lose, and not always their fault, but sometimes it is.
It's just tough to overcome.
Sometimes it goes that way. It's the cerebral part of the game. But I will say this too. Chicago State's pretty darn excited to be in a tie game right now.
Absolutely.
So I don't think they're down on themselves.
Just a little look of disappointment on that timeout as they walked over to the bench. I just saw a little bit of, so we'll see.
Shaw looks like I think he has to get a contact back in. He's not going to get a timeout. He wanted to see if they'd give him time to put his contact back in. Now the official is giving him a little bit of time. Oh, they need a sub for Shaw. Because he is trying to put a contact back in.
Yeah, those contacts can be tricky, man, especially when you're in the heat of battle.
Did you wear contacts?
No, I didn't.
No?
I've had some buddies that have.
Now, Michael Johnson comes into the game. He hasn't had a lot of playing time, but he's back in to replace Shaw for the moment.
I think I need contacts now, Greg. I'm having trouble reading some things.
Yeah. And he misses the first. Jarkel Joyner. So if you don't know, in the last game against UMKC, made 3 foul shots with 0.2 seconds to clinch a 1-point win.
Mr. Clutch, man.
He went to the line down 2 and made 3. But he missed that one. We're still tied at 67. Jarkel with 17 points right now. Leads the Runners. And he missed the second. And then he almost got the rebound. And the ball comes up to Trayvon Bell. And I don't think anything bothers Jarkel Joyner more than missing foul shots.
He knows freebies are tough to overcome.
And we got a foul called on the Cougars, and Coach Irvin is not happy. In fact, gum flew right out of his mouth.
Gum flew out, man.
He lost his gum. And that foul is on Jacob, his 5th. So he is done.
Not the time for a tee right now if you're Coach Irvin.
No, it absolutely isn't.
But he was upset.
Absolutely isn't. Spear's going to be coming back in. But that the Cougars lose a dimension to their game as Spear comes in. Spear's going to have to give them a heck of a 4.55.
No question. They're not very deep. So we'll see how much this affects the Cougar team. I have a feeling the ball is going to be in number 10, Anthony Harris's hand, a lot this last 4.55.
Trayvon Bell will shoot a 3 or 2 as well.
Yeah.
We're tied at 67, 4:50 to play, runners with the ball. Ricky Holden at the top, working on Shaw. Pass to Edler Davis, who has Spear on him. He's much quicker than Spear, and he shoots the 3. That's going to be short. Rebound almost to Suber. That's going to be Roadrunner ball as
Gave Edler Davis a lot of space there.
Witherspoon knocked it out of Suber's hands, so the runners will get the ball back. This might be a good time to get Tajay Moore into the game for a lob.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Worked once, why not?
Edler Davis 0 for 3 from three-point range now, so maybe not the best shot at that time.
Ball kicked out to Edler Davis again.
He thought twice about it, Greg.
If Joyner can get some space, I think he's going to try to get traffic. They're in a... And Durham shoots a long 3. Didn't have a chance, but to get the ball back. Tipped away. Good hustle by the Roadrunners. New shot clock. We're approaching 4 minutes in a tie game. Ricky Holden with the ball as they try to double him. Ricky off glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Wow. How often do you see a 5'10 guard get an offensive rebound?
Yeah. Comes right back at him.
That's big time.
Roadrunners by 2. They haven't had the lead for a while. Spear almost got away with a bad pick, and look at Shaw goes up high off glass, doesn't get it, but boy, he had to put that ball up high. Foul's going to be on Joyner. We're going to get the under 4-minute timeout here with 3:51 left. It's CSU Bakersfield 69, Chicago State 67. We'll be right back.
Shaw's been quiet tonight.
I will always be with you, my friend. I will be with you until the end. I will always be there when you fall and help you when you need it most of all.
Current Schools Federal Credit Union is here to be your lifelong financial partner. So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home, Current Schools is here to help. And if you live in Kern County, then you can bank with us. See, we're locals just like you. So what we accomplish together benefits our entire community. Current Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back to the Icardo Center on the campus of CSU Bakersfield. Greg Kerr alongside Bo Redstone, former Roadrunner great, as the Roadrunners. How would you do on the flex cam, by the way? Would you do all right these days?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Getting old, Greg.
Yeah, well, tell me about it. So the Roadrunners with 3:51 left, nursing a 2-point lead, 69-67, but it's going to be Rob Shaw at the foul line.
All right.
To possibly tie this game.
So they've done a great job on Shaw tonight. He has 0 points.
Yeah, well, he has 4 right now. He has 0
he does have 4. Okay.
First half, but he has 4 right now. And he's going to the line.
Hopefully he stays with 4.
And maybe our last Chick-fil-A moment. You never know. Maybe he makes the first. I do know this. Chick-fil-A gets a lot of publicity.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
We're giving some free advertising time here.
Hey, they've given out some sandwiches, though, that's for sure.
Yeah. 69-68, which Irvin imploring his guys to bring it for these last few minutes. Shaw makes the second. We're tied again at 69. 3:51 to play. Ricky Holden's going to bring it up. No pressure by the Chicago State defense. Holden working
a little isolation
on Shaw. Much smaller Shaw. Edler Davis now. This is where he likes to shoot from, the baseline. He likes that turnaround. Kicks it out to Holden for the open 3. In and out. Rebound comes down to Trayvon Bell. And they give it up to Shaw. We're at 3:20 and counting. We're tied at 69. Well, the Roadrunners going to need another last-second win. Shaw holding on to that ball a lot and dribbling around. This is Harris, who's cooled off just a little. Not much. Spear is going to be fouled on the floor. Pretty good shot, but it will be a two-shot foul anyway. It was. That's going to be on Edler Davis, I think. No, it's on Joyner. Wow. It's going to put Spear in the line. Possibly a good candidate.
This could be the Chick-fil-A moment, Greg. He made a couple in the first.
He did make 2 in the first.
He was 2 for 6 on the year. So the odds say he may miss 1 or 2 here.
Well, if this is the first one.
Oh, that's right. The bonus.
Oh, he made it. Woo! And it's a 1-point Chicago State lead.
Both teams in the double bonus now for the rest of the game with 3:06 remaining. Trying to give the Chicago a 2-point lead here.
This is the second one. Rebound by Edler Davis. The runners down 1 with the ball. And we are under 3 minutes to play. Joyner driving in traffic, puts up the short jumper, and he gets it. And the foul. Jarkel Joyner, like Tajay Davis, has such a great vertical and can still get off a normal shot. It's not like a dunk vertical. It's a jumper vertical that looks like he's dunking.
You know, I mean, when you have a weapon like him, you can run it down, you know, as long as you want, go flat at the end of the possession. He can just get you any shot he wants.
And you can go in against guys 3 or 4 inches taller than you.
Absolutely. He elevates and he shoots it at the very highest point.
And I think he wants to make amends at the foul line after missing 2. And he missed again.
He's having an unusual night at the free throw line.
Absolutely. A 90% shooter. He's missed 3. Runners lead by 1, 71-70. We're at 2:40 and counting. Shaw trying to force the action. Passes inside. Not a good pass. And we might have a travel here.
Yeah.
They were lucky even to get that pass. And I was going to say, is that Jacob again, but he's fouled out.
Yeah.
This time it's Harris who went down. He's slow getting up, but he's okay.
Harris has had a quiet last 7 minutes. He hasn't done a whole lot. He's had 21 early in the half, and then we've shut him down pretty well.
Dell has 13. The Runners have 4 guys on the floor in double figures. Durham with 16, Moore with 10, Holden with 15, and Joyner with 19. And that's Edler Davis trying another 3, and he gets
got it. That was very timely for Justin right there. A big time shot.
And Rod Barnes wants a full timeout. So we're going to keep it here, but the Runners lead 74-70 with 2:21 to go. Edler Davis makes his first 3 of the night. Bo Redstone still yelling, "Don't shoot, don't shoot." Okay, good shot.
Yeah, you know, he was 0 for 3, but we know he can shoot the ball.
Yeah, he can. Absolutely, he can.
Set his feet, everything looked good. A big shot at a big moment for that young man. So the first 4-point runner lead I think we've had tonight.
In a long time, that's for sure, without a doubt. Yeah.
See some work there by Edler Davis. Holding to the basket there on the replay. Gets his own rebound, puts it back. Here comes Joyner once again.
I don't know where that foul was on that particular play, but and then there's the Edler Davis.
That's crisp right there.
That's clutch. We have 42 seconds left in the game in Seattle. Rio Grande Valley with a 63-60 lead over Seattle right now, with just 42 seconds left up in the Northwest. Speaking of short, scant leads, the Runners by 4, which seems like a mountain right now, considering the fact that they were down by as many as 6 earlier in this half. 2:21 to play. I know Chicago State's not about moral victories if they do not win this game, but I'll tell you what. There are no gimmies in this league if that's the way they play. And I think it also speaks to the Roadrunners. And Rod Barnes, as I said earlier, has said this many times. And I don't think it's a talent thing. It's because they're not the biggest team in the world. The Roadrunners are not going to just walk out on the floor and just thrash anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be in a lot of heated contests. 4-point lead. They're trying to break the press. They get it to the front court with Harris, who's trying to give it back. Trying to get it to Shaw, who finally gets it. 20 on the shot clock. Pass goes to Spear, who's not going to really do anything from 18 feet. However, Bowles driving it. We got a charge call. And
lower that shoulder.
Edler Davis is one of the best in the league at not only taking charges, but looked like he's taking a charge. And I remember another guy. I did a broadcast at least 20 years ago from Cal Poly SLO And Bo Redstone took a few charges, and I still remember saying, this is before they used the word flop, and I'm not saying you flopped. I'm just saying you were really good at selling a charge.
Well, you know what? You find guys that get out of control. You set your feet, man. If you can get a possession to go the other way and take the basket away, man, it's huge. It's such a huge play.
But tell me the art of looking like it's a charge.
I think you just have to take the contact square in the sternum and then have a nice smooth fall.
Yeah.
But it's big. It's a big play in basketball, man.
By the way, Ken Odiasi comes into the game for the first time for the Cougars. He's number 0. And Joyner splits the defense and puts up a short one in the key and gets the bucket. And the Road Runners are up by 6 with 1:43 to go. If this turns out to be an 8 to 10 point win, don't be fooled by the final score.
No.
Trayvon Bell, long three, that never had a chance. His body was going one way, the ball the other. Didn't even draw iron.
Well, once again, a key point in the game, and was not a very good shot attempt by Chicago, which is...
If you are Cal State, get the ball in the hands of Ricky Holden and make him foul him.
Absolutely.
He's been near automatic from the foul line. To Tajay Moore, you don't need that. And yet, the long three by Edler Davis.
Wow, that was a deep one right there.
And I don't know if Rod Barnes is happy or if he's angry.
I don't know either, and I'm trying to read it. But
I am too.
He's probably telling them, hey, we don't need it, but great shot. Let's get back and play some defense now.
He's probably saying, if you had missed that, you'd be sitting right next to me.
Probably so. It was deep, too. It was a good
24-footer. Oh, yeah. It was beyond NBA, that's for sure. And now the kids are dancing in the stands. They can read the scoreboard. It is a 9-point lead. This does not feel like a 9-point game.
No, not at all.
79-70, runners on top. And look at this again. First of all, that's Ricky Holden. He and Jarkel could just get into the paint and create all sorts of problems. And there's the three. I mean, he's 4 feet behind the line? Woo! Knocking that one down. And then he styled a little bit. He posed.
Yeah.
Why not?
Little swag pose.
Not over yet. 79-70, a minute 18 left. And
what a run by the runners.
Bo, if you can win a game as a coach and also teach a lesson to your players, but you still get the win, that's win-win right there, right?
That's your cookies and ice cream at the same time.
Man, oh, man.
But
fans,
they're in it.
The fans who were sitting on their hands for a while going, we're losing this game to a winless team, are now getting into the...
I think they've relaxed. I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves right now, this runner crowd.
Of course, they have the overhead Jumbotron prompting them to scream and yell, and it's working.
Now the runners just want to keep that clock going.
Absolutely. And don't foul anyone. Don't stop that clock. And they inbounded with some backcourt pressure, but not full court press. And great play there. They forced the turnover. Joyner with the bucket, the foul. It's now an 11-point runners lead. Great defense at the half-court line. You see right here by...
Wow, look at that. And the strong...
That was Edler Davis right there, who played the great defense and backed up the entire way, so didn't get the charge call, or didn't get the block call.
Davis is the hybrid. He can play the big man and the guard. On the guard.
And then we had Adams try to knock it off his leg, and it went the other way, and Joyner took it the rest of the way for the bucket.
All of a sudden, an 11-point lead for the runners.
They're going to look at this foul right here to see if we have anything other than just a normal, common foul.
Looks pretty normal to me.
They always bring the third official in, and
we're good.
Our officials, Kevin Virginillo, John Paul Guerrero, and Justin Shamian. And they're having a little bit of a conference. Let's see that replay one more time. We got our replay guy right here. See. Oh, we did have a grab, a little bit of a grab. I think we're going to... Did they tell you when they're going to call here? We have a grab?
Okay.
So we are having, the official just came over and told us the basket counts There was a grab. There's a flagrant one. So Jarkel Joyner will go to the line to shoot 2, and then the inbound.
Yeah,
that's a killer for Chicago State.
I didn't think it was a flagrant one by any means. I mean, it was just such a...
I thought it was lower,
yeah.
I didn't think it was anything high.
Meaninglessly grab. I don't think it was warranted for that. But, again, you know, you haven't won a game in the WAC. You're going through some struggle times, and these are the things that they, you know, they have trouble finishing games.
And Jarkel Joyner missed another free throw.
Coach Irvin beside himself.
But he made that one. And he's looking at, like, right now, like, that's how you do it. 12-point runners lead. Ricky Holden back in the game. And the runners get the ball by virtue of that flagrant foul. Coach Irvin saying no foul, so there's going to be 12-point game, 1:10 left. Runners just need to get it in. They throw it out top to Edler Davis. There's no reason to really shoot here until the shot clock.
Run it down. Run it down and give it to Joyner.
Yeah. No reason to shoot doesn't mean they won't shoot. Edler Davis, the lob. And that is Tajay Moore. Okay, no reason to shoot, but always a reason to throw an alley-oop to Tajay.
Golly, man, that guy is a human highlight.
Trayvon Bell, long threes, got it. And Bell's the first one.
Wow.
46.9 left. It's now an 11-point game.
Here you go. Golly.
Yeah,
that headband is by the rim, man.
Woo. That is something. And Trayvon Bell, after making that three, it was sort of like one of those, why couldn't have made that three a little earlier when it was a 2-point game?
The look of disappointment there. And, Coach Irvin turned around. He wasn't even sure he had a timeout left. He wanted to make sure before he called it.
Ken Odiasi's going to come back into the game. I'll tell you what. Can you believe the Roadrunners had a 14-point lead? Because I think 6 minutes ago they were just wondering if they would win.
Yeah, but it was definitely it's been a big run by the runners for sure. And some great plays along the way.
You know, it can't be said enough, though, that Jarkel Joyner is a sophomore. Justin Edler Davis, sophomore. Garrett Person, redshirt freshman. Tajay Moore, sophomore. This team is learning how to win down the stretch. Rod Barnes says this team has character, and they are certainly showing it. Now they're going the long pass to Tajay, and he just laid that one in. Woo! Was Justin Edler Davis ever a quarterback in high school?
But that was on the money.
That was on the money. Bell had to double pump, and he lost it, and then Shaw, a three. That's no good. Rebound to Durham. We might get a little more showtime here or just dribble it out. We got 30 seconds left. No need to foul. No need to even shoot. I mean, they might do the lob thing again, but I don't think so. I think Rod Barnes is even saying, just pull it out. Let's run this baby out.
Game over.
I mean, they will shoot. There's 5 seconds, or they'll just give up the possession. 5 seconds between it. The disappointment you can see from Coach Irvin, whose team played really good basketball.
They did. They played great. So about 3 minutes left, man, and then the runners took over.
And they just took the shot clock violation. There's 5.7 seconds left. Folks already filing out of what is a 86-73 lead. And we'll see if Shaw tries to get a shot up. Change that to 3. A long 3 by Shaw. That's not going to be any good. And that's your ball game. The Roadrunners come out on top in this one. Your final. CSU Bakersfield, 86. Chicago State, 73. Bo, any parting thoughts on tonight's action as the Roadrunners are now 5-1 in the WAC?
I just think they showed a lot of character down the stretch in another close game, and they showed that they were the better team in the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
They certainly did, and they showed they know how to win. They've done it 3 times in a row on this floor. Our next ESPN 3 broadcast, women's basketball, January 24th, Cal Baptist at CSU Bakersfield. Next Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN 3. For Bo Redstone, I'm Greg Kerr saying so long from the Icardo Center on the campus of CSU Bakersfield, where the final score is CSU Bakersfield 86, Chicago State 73. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night.